Okay, welcome back to day 2. So we are now back with our hams that have been artery injected yesterday, the old-fashioned way. So we are fully brined. The hams have sat yesterday through a 24-hour period in our covered brine bath. We've got the hams dried off. They're here right now, ready for the next preparation to go into smoking. Today we're going to be hardwood pecan smoking the hams for a nice finish. I have with me from our culinary team today, PJ LaLiberte, and I have Adam Rexford. So we're going to be working together, guys. Good to have you.
Nice to be here.
So you've been working with us on the project. What have you thought so far about the process? I know you've had a chance to do the artery injection work and some of the trimming. What was your impression of doing that the old-fashioned way?
You can definitely respect the way butchers used to work and what they had to do before they had all modern equipment.
Here we have our hams that have actually picked up about 10% weight through this process of injection. And I say injection, we actually have not pierced the ham. We have not done needle injection or broadcast injection into the muscle. We've actually used the natural circulatory system of the animal. We've pumped into the femoral artery from the hip area. The next step we're going to do today is I'm going to do just a final quick trim to make sure we've got some uniform trim on this, because when we go into smoking, the smoke, we're doing a cold smoke process, so it's going to be a short cold smoke process, and during that process the flavor is going to be imparted on the surface of the ham. So if we have too much fat on there, when it's being served, someone's going to be trimming all that off and they're going to lose a lot of the flavor. So we want to have a little bit of the fat cover on there, but not too much. So I'm going to just take these individually, do a quick inspection and a cleanup, hand it off to you for netting, then we're going to hook them and they'll go into our smoker. And we're using a flexible plastic netting here. Okay, perfect. So these are ready to go. So what we're going to do now is hook them for the smoker. What we're going to be doing is hanging them from the smoker, and we need to make sure that these are pretty big hams, and we've got a good size mini commercial smoker here that we're using from Smoke and Tex. Makes a great product. So this ham is going to need to hang, and we're cold smoking, so we need to make sure we're leaving room for our cold smoke plate and our ice tray, so that we're making sure we're imparting a nice good cold smoke. So I'm going to hook these a little bit lower than normal on the shank. Normally I'd get it right at the end of the shank under the Achilles tendon, get it right in there. In this case we're going to go just a little bit lower to give ourselves a nice grip. All right, and we are ready to go to the smoker. Okay, we are now going to load up our smoke boxes. We're going to be using some pecan chips, and we're using our Smoke and Tex 1500 here, which is an electric smoker. We can regulate the temperature in there. We've got full 1400 watts, so we'll be able to get some nice plumes of smoke and impart some nice flavor and color and exterior texture onto those hams. So I'm going to ask you guys to work with me here, and let's get the smoke boxes loaded with our pecan chips. Now we're going to put our smoke boxes right into the smoker. Here we go. A little hot.
Oh, good.
And we are now ready to hang our hams. Okay, so now we've got our cured, netted, and hooked hams, and we've got to do the kind of tricky part of just getting them hooked up in here in the smoker, and then we will get ourselves fired up. Three. And 4. So we are going to actually be inserting a cold smoking plate underneath our hams. We're going to try to insulate our smoking box from the hams themselves. We're not using ice that we would normally use in a process where we're cold smoking, because we've got some great critical mass with the temperatures of the ham, which are below 40 degrees right now, right out of refrigeration. So we're going to do the 2-hour smoke. That's going to keep this upper area a little bit cooler, but allow the pecan smoke to make its way all the way through. So let's close this up. Turn it on. We are setting our smoker to 175. We're actually using a mason jar here to capture the smoke in the smoker. So by capturing the smoke in there and not allowing it to come off through the chimney, we're allowing that smoke to stay in the chamber and give us a lot richer of a color and texture and flavor of the pecan smoke on the hams. All right, so let's let this smoke for a couple hours and we'll come back and pick it up from here. Okay, we are now completed with our process of smoking. And as you can see here, we've been utilizing this Smoke & Tex 1500, which is a great electric commercial smoker. My friend Scott over there has participated in helping us with the process of trying to recreate what we're trying to recreate with an old world ham. So we've been 2 hours now at a temperature of 175 to get a nice smoke plume going. And I think we're ready to take our hams out. As I shut this off, we've got to be prepared to hear that we're going to catch a little smoke blast in the face. And you can see our nice old-fashioned hams, fresh out of the smoker and ready to go with that nice traditional look. Nice, beautiful, delicate, smoky flavor.
They look gorgeous.
Okay, so we've got a nice golden brown smokiness to those hams. We have not cooked them yet, so we're going to bring them in and cool them. And then when folks do cook them at home, they're cooking a fresh ham. And it's going to be a perfect Easter ham, nice and juicy. It will have only been cooked one time. Okay. So we've got our ham fresh out of the smoker. We are going to put it in our roasting pan. What we've done is we've made sure we've elevated it so we allow for a nice even cook and don't have it actually sitting in the pan itself. There's a little bit of air circulation under it.
So we're going to put our probe right into the medius part of the ham, insert it away, thickness, and then we'll have this for our monitor our temperature, our internal probe.
Okay, we're going to put this in the oven and roast it at 250 degrees. And we're going to go for an internal temperature of 155.